but there's just been a steady drum on Twitter that Patrick Mahomes is going too highly in drafts. He's consistently the quarterback 2 in drafts, and I think almost all of the skepticism can be attributed to the departure of Tyreek Hill. Mahomes, just as a player himself, has been phenomenal since he became a full-time starter in the league. Over the last 4 seasons, his average finish in terms of points per game at the quarterback position, QB5, QB2, QB6, and QB1. So a guy who has finished top 5 in 3 out of his 4, and his lowest finish was QB6, 2 top 2 finishes. I mean, Mahomes has done it very consistently, and I don't know, do you think that the loss of Tyreek Hill is going to be significant enough that it knocks Mahomes down a little bit? I just don't know how far he could possibly go. Maybe you could make the argument that Justin Herbert goes ahead of him. I think Josh Allen definitely deserves to go ahead of him. But after that, I just don't know how far you could possibly drop Mahomes. Maybe Lamar. But after that, I think you're really stretching to make the case that Mahomes goes anywhere outside of the top 5. And there's just been a lot of Twitter hot takes about Mahomes not finishing as a QB1, or he's not going to be top 5, or this and that. I don't know. How do you feel about Mahomes this year in 2022?
Yeah, I mean, from a fantasy perspective, I think that you could definitely make the case that he's like QB5 behind Herbert and Lamar Jackson, because Herbert obviously has a better supporting cast, and Lamar Jackson has, an elite rushing upside that really no other quarterback in the league possesses, in my opinion. So you could definitely make the case that Mahomes should be quarterback 5. That's the lowest I would have him. And honestly, if I had to rank the quarterbacks for fantasy, I probably would have him quarterback 4 minimum. Just because I am higher on Justin Herbert and Lamar or whatever. But he's still the best quarterback in the NFL. He's still an insane talent. This dude has been to 2 Super Bowls already in his career. Won one. He's just a different breed. So when you just factor in that, and it's still an Andy Reid-led offense, which is very fantasy-friendly, very pass-heavy, with Ronald Jones. I mean, I know we're both high on Ronald Jones, but it's not, it's not like you're going to feed Ronald Jones. It's not like you're going to feed Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? Those guys are going to average 10 to 11 touches per game. The ball's going to be put in Mahomes' hands every single game, every single play, and they're going to live and die off of Patrick Mahomes' arm. And I think that's the best fucking strategy you can employ when this dude is literally insane. And that's all it comes down to for me. You can go over the stats or whatnot. Yeah, he was 31st out of 35 quarterbacks in ADOT. And obviously he loses Tyreek Hill, so they might be a dink and dunk offense with no explosive nature, but they still have McCole Hardman, they still have MVS, who they signed, and I think the big plays will come. And at the end of the day, this man is literally just a different breed of quarterback. So I'm not buying into this Patrick Mahomes propaganda.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. It's just so hard to doubt a guy like Mahomes, who is just so talented. And and just to put a little bit of a comparison out there to Tyreek Hill, speaking of Deshaun Watson, the year that DeAndre Hopkins got traded, or the year after DeAndre Hopkins got traded, I should say, Watson actually went on to average 1.4 more fantasy points per game during that 2020 season in his first year without Hopkins. So it's if the quarterback is good enough, they can overcome the loss of even an elite weapon. And I definitely think that Mahomes fits into that category.